If we turn our backs and spit in his face, is God still gonna bless the USA?
Hot Springs, New Mexico was renamed in 1950 to Truth or Consequences in connection with the radio game show with the same name. The American game show was originally hosted on NBC radio by Ralph Edwards and later on television by Edwards, Jack Bailey, Bob Barker, and others. The premise of the show was to mix the original quiz element of game shows with wacky stunts as the consequences to incorrect answers. It went over well in New Mexico, apparently. Greetings, Patriots. I'm Perry Green, and this is God in America. While we may laugh about game shows and other diversions, the consequences of our actions aren't always funny. Moses warned the Hebrews in Numbers 32:23, "Be sure your sin will find you out." Baylor University, a Christian college, has lived out this universal principle. According to Jaron Cruson of the Daily Caller, Baylor University announced after receiving backlash from the university's supporters that it has returned a grant of nearly $650,000 from a liberal nonprofit meant to foster inclusion and belonging in the church for LGBTQ individuals. Baylor said the funding awarded by the left-leaning Eula May and John Bow Foundation would help us better understand the disenfranchisement and the exclusion of LGBTQIA plus individuals and women within congregations to nurture institutional courage and foster change. The Christian University is now saying it has entirely rescinded its acceptance of the grant after witnessing concern and confusion from the school's community, partners, and supporters. I'm grateful that Baylor supporters pressured the institution to stop their move to support a biblical abomination. When lines are crossed, we the people must step up and make a difference in the actions we oppose. Baylor is a microcosm of America. The leadership is lacking, but the people are faithful. It's too bad the school's leadership was willing to compromise biblical morality for the sake of a few dollars. It reminds me of Esau selling his birthright for a bowl of beans in Genesis 25. He gave up so much for so little and such a temporary meal. I hope you see the Marxist attempt to infiltrate and destroy Christian institutions. If they can get the camel's nose into the tent, the beast is sure to follow in its entirety. Once they get the school, they also get the churches supporting the school through misinforming the students, particularly the ministers. Over time, the old guard dies out and the new enlightened ones take over, producing an anything-goes atmosphere. The destruction will be great. Satan controls the Marxists, and they know that the churches were the source of liberty in our war for independence. The black-robed pastors rallied their constituents to resist tyranny and stand against evil. They preached a biblical worldview in which all of life was to be filtered through the Word of God, including government. Thus, our Constitution employed biblical principles. For instance, the reason we have three branches of government is because of Isaiah 33, verse 22, which reads, "For the Lord is our judge, the Lord is our lawgiver, the Lord is our king, he will save us." We are a republic because of Exodus 18:21. Moreover, look for able men from all the people, men who fear God, who are trustworthy and hate a bribe, and place such men over the people as chiefs of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, and of tens. Charles Carroll wrote to James McHenry, who was a signer of the Constitution, for whom Fort McHenry was named. He said this, "Without morals, a republic cannot subsist any length of time. They therefore who are decrying the Christian religion, whose morality is so sublime and pure and which ensures to the good eternal happiness, are undermining the solid foundation of morals, the best security for the duration of free governments." Recently, the IRS revealed that we have always had the right to speak freely from our pulpits and teach our congregations how to vote and for whom to vote. The church and the nation have been intricately woven together by our founders and framers so that we can employ the scriptures in civic affairs. Now that the church leaders know they have the freedom to speak, the question is, will they? Most won't because they have been brainwashed by fear and comply with the Marxist demands to silence the pulpits and encourage a go along to get along attitude among leaders and members. When churches fail to stand up for the truth and compromise the Bible for the sake of nickels and noses, they fall into the same trap Baylor University did. Thankfully, the board of directors changed course because the parents and school supporters are not asleep and demand purity on the campus. The downside is that Baylor University supporters won't trust their board of directors in the future. Accountability can be messy. Thanks for being with us today. In addition to our website and app, we have a Facebook presence and are streaming on Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, and iHeart. I hope you will like, share, and subscribe, and that you will encourage others to visit us. Until next time, let's keep the light of biblical morality burning.